Okay. So I'm gonna make this first part very short and sweet, because I don't actually have an amazing amount of time to do anything right now. Yeah, I'm actually just about to hop in the shower, so I've kind of prepped myself for that, but I thought I would start. I'll cut this out afterward, but I just want to make sure it's all working. I'm thinking of adding these to the Dawn playlist, maybe, because at least these will kind of reach a bit more people, more range for a slightly wider audience, to those that are interested. But I gotta be careful going forward, because I've started to notice that these previous streams are getting hit like crazy with copyright claims, so yeah, it's fucking insane. I'm not even like playing like minute long clips, and yet it's still blocking it halfway across the world, including here. So yeah, I've got to be mindful, or more mindful, going forward. But it was pondering the thought and the idea of going on with Team Heavy and Team Minotaur, and I was going to go on with Team Heavy, but I thought, you know what, I already have tackled this team, so really I should finish it before moving on. So yeah, that's kind of where I am with that. It's kind of unfortunate, because I mean, I would have liked to have you know, gotten rid of all these before moving on, but again, I've already tackled the likes of yeah, young Kakashi, so that said, though, I would still like to stick to this kind of a schedule, so it's good to be able to get rid of that, have all the genin done minus sausage. So yeah, I don't really know. I guess, yeah, I probably should go on with these guys before the rest. But as far as like Team Minotaur goes, I totally forgot to render it, or to include it, better yet. I was kind of in a hurry to wrap up for a few reasons, but I did go ahead and get that done and out the way. I have run out of upload slots, so that's a bit bad. Just have to wait an extra day. It seems to loop pretty good too, so that's cool. I didn't have to do much of anything, it was pretty much to the frame. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that loop. It's so seamless. I did a lot more than I was expecting, because of course I wanted to do the thing, the inventory, was it? Yeah. And I was a little late doing it, as you can kind of see. But I did get around to it eventually. I actually went to sleep, I wasn't expecting to, but yeah, otherwise I would have done it then. But I was just thinking, fucking hell, fuck this, just get rid of the headache, go to sleep. And then I woke up and then I still had some symptoms of it, but definitely a lot better. What's this? Oh. Oh yeah, I was trying to isolate it, that's right. But yeah, I thought as I was doing that, I was like, well, that's all well and good, cool and all. But fucking hell, there's so much more to do, and I'm gonna slowly chip away at it. I'd rather just, while I'm here, while I'm in the mood, just get them all done. So I kind of, yeah, just went through making the adjustments, because like even this, I think, yeah, it wasn't this. This was already uploaded, but I started noticing more volume inconsistencies. So I thought, fuck this, I'll just redo them all while I'm here. So that's exactly what I did for being dead, KO'd or whatever. That hideout one, see, this is what I'm talking about. Finder likes to reset every like hour or so. But yeah, this, did we do this? Apparently not. But yeah, that was, yeah, because the non-extended one was already up, so I wanted to get that out the way, and I did. Did the jingles, which I'm kind of having second thoughts about, but you know what? Broken Bond neglected a lot of Rise of a Ninja elements, so that's why I brought them back. Of course, that was like a given. That and all these not giving up jingles absolutely needed to be included, since they're in both games. Though I will actually have to re-render these, because unlike Dead and I think Hideout and Inventory, these don't have the volume adjustments, so they're like seriously like way louder than they need to be. As for the shops, yeah, that sounds pretty quiet, so I think I did make the volume adjustments here. Yeah, I think they're good now. Yeah, so really it's just the jingles. And there's young Kakashi. Yeah, so pretty busy for a late night session. Because I did eventually go back to bed after that. And holy crap, that was quite an episode. I don't know what happened as I was trying to sleep. I had these like weird like it was such a visual kind of image I had in my mind, because I was awake, so it wasn't a dream. And but I was like on a bus, and I could feel the movement of being in the bus, which is really weird because I was awake again while this was happening. So it's like I was simulating the movement, even though I wasn't moving. But that said, a few minutes later I had to open my eyes because I could feel, like in my mind I was like going down this hill, like a really, really long and steep hill. I shouldn't say steep, but very long though. And naturally any kind of hill you build up speed if it's long. And I was going on like the grass and dirt, and I was on some vehicle or some form of transportation, whether it was like a scooter or a bike or something, I don't know, but I was simulating the vibrations. It was really weird because I opened my eyes and I'm like, I'm awake. Why is there an earthquake going on? And I'm still shaking. So I was like, what the fuck is going on? Am I having a panic attack or something? Because I feel fucking fine. Really weird. Very weird sensation, and kind of happened again, and then that was about an hour or two later, trying to sleep again. So I'm like, am I okay? Am I fine? So I yeah, because that the second time it happened was really when I was like, okay, can I sleep, or am I having an anxiety attack, a panic attack, or what's going on? But eventually I did fall back to sleep, so that was good. Not much sleep, but I did get sleep. But yeah, that's why I need to kind of freshen myself up, because I think, yeah, just a bit on edge after that. But I'll freshen myself and jump back into this. And yeah. So let me start making the preparations. Before because I need to go, when is it? It's like 15 or 30 minutes after 10 past 1, so yeah, I'm kind of due back. I'll set the next track up, and then I'll put it on break, and I'll get back when I get back. But yeah. So let's get rid of anything here. Yep. Can you select the fucking thing, please? I didn't want to delete all the plugins. Come on. Thank you. Jesus. Alright, good, we're good. Good. Okay, so I think I'll actually save it on uploading these, because even though Young Kakashi's done, I do actually want to keep it to its chronological order, even if it's going to be going out on a specific and set date. So because of that, it doesn't really matter which order I do these two now. That said though, Old Friend, what is Old Friend? Is that it? I don't really remember that being the case. But it has to be. Yeah, that's right. Don't act tough and hide your wounds. I'm always watching, you know. Yep. No. Okay. There we go. Always watching, you know. Thank you. That's like the only one. But you know, a reaffirmed comment is a reaffirmed comment. Okay, good. Yeah. Which part should I do? Because this is pretty great. But I do like this next part. What should I do for the beepum? It's just an estimation, but it's something to start off with. Pitch, fucking hell. Okay, so yeah, so I guess that would be the loop then, wouldn't it? Right? Because like, not bad. Pretty much no mistakes. It's kind of rare for me because I suck. Interesting. So I'm pretty sure that is a bend there. Sounds great, actually, considering there's not really that much going on yet. That's great. I'm pretty happy with that, actually, so far. Yeah, obviously going to add the rest, the usual, the shamisen, the flute samples, the electric samples, the actual MIDI drums, because I don't want to rely solely on samples. And the whole point of the drums is to make use of every single dark side percussion sound, at least for Return for the Dawn. Yeah. What else? Actually, that might be it. Yeah, sample, drums, shamisen, and that should be it. That, yeah, it didn't actually take that long. But, you know, this is what happens when I cover, like, sad kind of music where there's, like, not an amazing amount going on, and for the better, because that's the point. It's all about less is more, because you're going for the feel of it. So, yeah, that's why hopefully this should be a breeze. For the 2 tracks, and yeah, depending on when I finish the 2 tracks, I may just go on to, you know, take a bit of a tackle at Team Heavy. We'll see how we go, but yeah, I will be back. I'm gonna go do my business, and hopefully I don't take too long. I mean, irrespective, I'll cut it out, but yeah, we'll jump back in. Hopefully my creative juices haven't, or don't fail when I get back, but we'll see. Alright, let's do this. Okay, so where did we leave off? Yeah, speakers are dead, so let's see how long this takes. There we go. tempted to give it like a chord, because I don't know, I guess I'm just curious. Does it do it in the original? Where is the original? Yeah. Oh yeah, there is a chord. Haha, let's go. Yeah, shit, there totally is. How did I miss that? So I guess loop, sort of ish. Good. Very good. I'm gonna put my trademark in. It's like already like perfectly set up for it. is faded out, I guess. Pretty piece of music. I feel like it's often overlooked, but that could just be me. But I mean, I have always felt that it's very pretty, but yeah, actually like covering it, it's like, man, it does get me feeling all sorts of things. So I've got an idea what I want to do for the Shemizen, since I've already kind of put my little mark on there. So let's see how it goes with the bass. Okay, I'll just do the MIDI first. Really doesn't like changing sounds while playing, huh? So be it. So be it. Might use that for Obito. But for Inohara, huh? Need something a bit more light. Bingo. Something like that. Interesting. Interesting. Pretty nice. But of course, as usual, it's just these small things to add before wrapping up and moving on. Actually, I don't know when I hopped in, but well, I guess because we started what it was like, was it 15 or 20 past or something? So like, yeah, shall we say like 2 hours? Yeah, it's a while. But I knew it was going to be a process because I already kind of prepped myself. that's a wrap. Yeah, it has a nice, elegant kind of feel to it. But it's also, there's a lot of heart and innocence that I've tried to implement in the instrumentation. So I think, I hope that kind of gives off a more kind of Rin Nohara rage vibe. Yeah. So I've kind of noticed that it appears that my kind of brief rundown of like recreating a track and I guess doing it and finishing it, being happy with it, it's roughly around like 1 hour 20 minutes, 1 hour 30 minutes ish, somewhere in between there. So I think a big contributor toward that is me playing it back when, as long as the main thing I set out to fix or add sounds good, don't need to really play the whole thing. I mean, it helps, you know, breaking it down and really being happy with it and deciding that I'm happy with it. But that does add on to the time, unfortunately. So yeah, for sure. For sure. But yep, there we go. That is Rin done. So let's go. Which means, yeah, on to young Obito. Which I believe, yeah, I put down his death theme, which is string line. Which, I'm kind of having second thoughts on, but I mean, I don't know, it's kind of annoying because I feel like I should have a good replacement idea instead, but I don't. But, you know, yeah, if I try to think of like all the different themes that, you know, play during the flashback sequence, it's all tracks that we've heard before, you know. I think the only one is his death theme, hence the name given to it. But yeah, no, I don't. I don't know, it's tricky. I mean, for all reasons and factors for what I've had in the past, for it to be Obito's death theme, it really should be his, but I don't know why. I'm kind of feeling a bit conflicted about it now. I think I will still go on with it, because I mean, really, what else is there? You know, I can't think of anything else. Perhaps my conflicted thoughts is a reflection on just how I feel about the Shippuden soundtrack as a whole. It's entirely possible, because I mean, I always kind of believe in, you know, leitmotifs and characters having their own melodies and yeah, individual melodies, and that very much is absent throughout really all of the Shippuden soundtrack, and somewhat to a degree even Part 1's soundtrack. But I must admit that definitely does do at least a much better job as far as trying to tell you who's on screen. We know that Naruto's is the, you know, typical kind of, you know, fucking Shimizen fucking bullshit. The fucking, no, it doesn't help either, does it? I apologize. You know, that is Naruto's theme. It plays more than once for the soundtrack as a whole, really. although I say that, it's curious how it differs throughout the anime compared to the OST, because you could almost get confused whether or not loneliness or sadness and sorrow are his theme. Um, but that typically, I mean, it is in the title. It is his theme. Um, Orochimaru is very much. That's very much Orochimaru. That's a given, because I mean, anytime that plays, it's always for him, and that's why I really don't like the Orochimaru theme of Shippuden, because that plays even before Orochimaru is actually introduced to Shippuden. It plays for, I think, Zetsu or some of the Akatsuki members. So it doesn't really feel like an Orochimaru theme. You could say, well, Orochimaru was part of the Akatsuki, so it's kind of, hinting at it, but nah, I just, it just isn't really an Orochimaru theme, even though it does play more commonly for him. It just feels like, oh, we'll play this ominous kind of music because it's the setting that we're after, and then they just kind of decided as they went along, yeah, ominous music, Orochimaru, yeah, that goes, that's kind of his theme now. It's like they made it up as they went along, So, in that respect, I do feel that the Toshiro Masuda OST of Part 1 Naruto very much does feel like it was more planned out, even though it somewhat wasn't. Because if you very much do compare the OST to the anime mixed versions of the soundtracks, it is very clear that the OST version is more finalized, and obviously because of which they didn't have time to put the final mix in the anime version, so that's why we got the anime mix instead. But even with that all said and done, we still did get Orochimaru's for his pretty much any time he's on screen, so that very much, there's no real mistaking that, even though that might play later on in like fillers and stuff and for different characters, it pretty much all the time always was determined to be Orochimaru's theme, and why not? It's so... It is so, it's got it, that is Orochimaru. And I don't know, maybe I'm nostalgia blind, but yeah, I don't know, that just screams it to him, to me. So, what was my point? Yeah, I guess the theme that I'm going to go on with for Obito, it does not really scream Obito because it doesn't really come back all too often. Then again, no track really does, really. I think the closest maybe we get to that is either Akatsuki music or, but even then, they play that for other characters, His death theme is very much his own track, and that's great. I don't have a problem with that. Again, for like the war arc and onward to the end, more so like the second half of the war, where they start to like implement like new tracks and original sounding tracks before they started doing covers of Part 1's music. Those tracks are actually pretty kick-ass. I really don't have much of an issue with that version, that side of the OST, or the UST, if you will, because a lot of it is unreleased. But again, that's it plays like a little bit too late into the show. You're more than a quarter left into the show's like runtime. Like, how much is left, really? For a 500 episode like runtime, it's like the last 100, if at all. But having said all that, I will be using Obito's death theme for adult Obito, so of course there will be a different Rage theme for that when I eventually go on with that. But of course that'll be for Cycle of Hatred. So yeah. But for now, I'll get this ready. Which one? So yep, save that. I'm not forgetting anything. Got the strum, got the flute, got the guitar, got the shamisen, got the sample loop. Yeah, we good. We good. I'm out of here. And what does this melody remind me of too? Because it does remind me of something. Oh. Okay, there we go. Already, yeah, no. It literally sounds like Departure Between the Front Lines. That very much, or Man of the World, was that the other one? It was like a slow version. Da, 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 da. Da, da, da. It's like a slight variation of it, which, I mean, to be fair, I did make that Minato's themes. So, being Minato's student. Wait, how legit is this? This, I think, is a recreation, isn't it? I guess the question is, do I trust? Yeah, do I trust the notes ultimately? Because often notes can be inaccurate when it comes to recreations, trying to remake the unreleased to make it released, so to speak. We do this. Yeah, of course you're gonna do that. Yeah, I'm gonna quickly render these before I jump into the next one. Just so I've got that out the way. So this, yeah, okay, we're doing dead. What was it? KO, I guess. Yeah, I could do either one. I've already done dead though, so probably KO. I hate when it does that. It's like it, you know, with the next, it goes grey when I hit enter usually, but for some reason now it's not. Like now I've already hit enter. Then now it's grey, of course, as I say it. Go figure, huh? Perhaps I need to hit enter like as soon as, like before the window pops up maybe. Yeah, that could be it. What's this? Okay, jingle, so should I replace them? Just do that. Can look at the dates after the fact. Okay. Good. Now to business. I think I'll do this part. So I guess what's this do? Okay, no, I think that is genuine. Yeah, no, I think that is. It's a bit too good. I'm actually going to bring back a leitmotif that I have already recreated, just to give it, again, a bit more Obito flavor. I'll start it there, I think. Okay. Yeah, let's get the drums sorted because I don't want to forget that with what I had planned. And as for you, my rural chum weasel, yeah, versus yeah, versus yeah, versus yeah. Now, yeah, hopefully.
Won't get too interrupted with this rendering that's taking place.
Turn that off. And let's see what we has around here. So what was it? Underground? No, I do not believe it was such. Perhaps you. I really should just... I think it was that, but I just... adjust. Come on, give me a visual. Alright. Why does it do that? So we've got the drums, do we? Can't tell. No, it doesn't. No, we don't. Okay, how about now? What's this? Okay, here we go. Moment of truth. Yep. Thank you. Sucker. Why does that not sound any different? There we go. Yeah, whatever. Okay, so how do we start this? Gotta sort out the beepum first. Hang on a minute, what is even... Is this even 4? I don't even know what the fuck that is, because it doesn't even seem like 3-4 or 4-4 or anything. Yeah, what is that? Okay, no, I think it's 3-4, but it's just a little different to how I thought it was. Alright. So, first 3-4. How the fuck about that? What? Oh. Yep. Okay. Cool, yeah. So, alright, based on this, I don't even know. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So I could go for more accurate beepum. I don't feel like it would nail Obito as a character when he's young, because he's more hyperactive and more full of life. It's not all sadness, even though I'm going with a sad track, sad melody. Let's see what the loops... Oh, that's a good point. What about the loops? Because I'm not... Yeah, I'm doing 3-4, so that might be a problem. Ah! Shit. What do we got? Yeah, it didn't even occur to me that I'd have to encounter a 3-4 track eventually. But here we are. See, that's the curious thing about this. There really isn't like many, if not any, samples or loops that really can be made to serve 3-4, as far as I'm aware. Unless there's like some kind of setting that I'm unfamiliar with that that can like adapt to 3-4, but I haven't seen anything. Yeah, again, it needs to be faster to match a more Obito-esque theme. What about you? Fuck you. Fuck you. What have I used this for? I've definitely used this for something. Oh. I know what I use this for. If I fucking get this... I mean, it's a pretty recent track for the most part. I think I'm right. Now, not bad. I could remember that much, and that was a year, nearly 2 ago? No, just a year. Yeah, it was recent. Unless I used this for the previous one, because this is like a cover of another original one I did. Anyway... Apparently 140 is a common beepum that I've returned to, so I recognize a lot of these. Might give this a shot, because Obito is futuristic in a lot of ways. He's always, you know, going on about, you know, just, I'm going to be the future Hokage, just you wait till my future Sharingan arrives type of thing. It's always about the future with the character. He's got big plans, you know, he's going to be big. And holy crap, is he? So, yeah, I kind of don't mind giving him like a futuristic-y kind of a drum sample loop. As long as it's not clouding the melody as well as the main this crap, yeah, we should be good. We should be fine. Should be good. So, what am I forgetting? Yeah, we need to actually do it. So I guess, how am I going to do... What is it, like a guitar that's playing here? Or a harp? Yeah, I don't know how I'm going to do that. I suppose I could do the Shimizen, but I do have an idea for what because I want to bring back a leitmotif, as I mentioned before. Can I... or can I not bring that back? What was that track under? Death something? I think it was that one. If not, then this one. It's one of those. Go so fucking bleak. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so let me save this before anything. I mean, I haven't done anything, but I've made some good preparations, I guess. Okay, so yep, young Obito. Good. And grab the leitmotif. So this is cool because it gives me an excuse to go back to some old tracks. Although again, this isn't too old. I guess it is. Sort of. Cringeworthy vocals. It's like, learn how to pitch, you dickwit. I guess that's my attempt to kind of back myself up. So this is the leitmotif that is in Obito's theme. So I remember hearing that on his death theme, and I was like, man, that's, you could write a whole song around that. But I must admit that I'm not really too sure where the line is drawn, where it comes off as like, well, no, that's just lifted. Because it's one thing to sample, but that's the thing, I haven't sampled. I've got the equivalent of the MIDI and done an entirely different type of melody around that. So I don't know if you could really call that, you know, going past the line and it's a bit too similar or not. And unfortunately I don't have many people to really talk to this about, so I really am going into a lot of these blind. Sad to say, but yeah. You'd think the internet would make things easier, more accessible to talk to people, but you know, I've been doing this for like nearly 10 years now, uploading, you know, these kinds of, whether they're remixes or originals or both, and they don't seem to be attracting an audience even in the slightest, and that is a shame. So I really don't know. Perhaps I should try a different strategy, but I don't know what that strategy is, in which case. Also, I just realized, we're on 3.4. This was made out of 4.4, so I don't know how I'm going to adapt it to work, because it might not work at all. I just realised I had that in the wrong order. I mean, not to say it can't work, but yeah, okay, so I don't know, we'll see. Okay, so I guess, what are we gonna do though for the guitar equivalent? Could the bass do it? I'm always kind of thinking, man, the bass and rhythm guitar aren't really as evolving in notes as Einon Zer's takes for his rages, but yeah, maybe this is a way I could break that. I'm not even used to this. I suppose it probably should be faster since we have upped it a bit. Fuck. Like, even then, it just feels like weirdly out of time. Although, I guess the problem, I think, is I don't think I'm really writing this or constructing this around 3/4. I don't know. I'm not used to this. I suppose it could work, but it's just not. Maybe it was the wrong place to start on the bass, but yeah. Okay, yeah, I think I got enough. Yeah, I needed to do the lead first, I think. I might go for the bass first, actually, 'cause, yeah. I mean, the lead absolutely helps. It gives a good guide of what to build off of. it's all there. Yeah, okay, it loops from there. So that's, I guess, the loop. I just need the final note. Because obviously it's not going to be that. Yeah, so we could either end it and then loop it, or and then just loop it back to the start, or just have a fun note then loop. So yeah, two I could do. Yeah. Let's focus on the lead for now. Yeah, I still feel it's a bit too slow. It still comes off as a bit sad. But let's try it with the loop just in case it lifts the spirits a wee bit. If we can. Oh boy. Yeah, let's try 150 out. It's technically 10 up. If we can. Okay, so it is as I feared. By going to a different beepum, to get like a different sample, it's basically the four loop is starting to show in its playing. That's kind of why I like the other sample, because even though it's a bit all over the place, you couldn't really tell that it's a 4/4 sample. So now it's a bit more obvious. I've got to try to build around that fact. So yeah. like that. I just copied the same fucking thing, and you're still going, nah, nah. Look at that, what the fuck? Fuck you. Of course, that's what I want. Because, I mean, the whole point of this being in the fan game is that it's telling the flashback. It's not supposed to allude to him being the villain yet. It's supposed to allude that he's dying and he's going to heaven, if anything. There we go. That sounds great, actually. Nice. Maybe there too, since it is a repetitive note. Yeah, that's good. let's see if we can do something about the leitmotif now that we've got the structure of the song pretty much there now. It's not perfect, but it does work. It doesn't sound out of place. That's the most important thing. The main thing too is that it loops properly. It doesn't like go off like all these other sections. But yeah, no, that's all there. So no problem. We good. We in theirs. So yeah, we'll just add the flute samples, the electric lead samples, and yeah, looking at a pretty damn close to being finished track. So didn't turn out exactly how I expected, but does still sound pretty good for the most part. So that's good. We've got pretty much Team Minotaur all good, all done. I will do the strum because that's like he's more connected to Reen that way. kind of take that back. I mean, it didn't turn out exactly as I was expecting, but not for... You know, I make it almost sound a bit, but no, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. A lot better than I was initially thinking, I think. But, yeah, let's just add the flutes, add the sound effects, the guitar stuff. good. Yeah, it's pretty great actually. Alright, yep, I think we are donezo, sir.
Boots. Boots.
Oh, aye.
And as young Obito Denzo.
Let's go. So, I guess, yeah, we're done for today. Yeah, I don't know if I said it before, but I worked out the math, and yeah, if I do one track every day from here on out, I'll like barely fucking make it from here to the end of July. So as much as I'm kind of dreading the idea, I might be better off doing 2 a day. And I mean, look, if I can do what I just did now, where it's like, you know, just breeze through it type of thing, no real sweat, then sure, let's go. But as it stands, I mean, we like, yeah, let me put it this way, we got through, at least I think, we got through Reen's track a lot faster than this, and I could be getting that confused because I did technically split that into like 2 halves because I had the break in between. But still. So yeah, how does that sound together? That's great. What the fuck? Am I tripping? Huh? What happened to the strum? Did that go out of tune? No, I think that's normal. That's weird. It sounds off. Guess I'm just not used to it. And I think the guitar effect is kind of throwing it off too. So I think my only critique so far is that the lead is a little quiet, so I might bring that up. Again, it resets the fucking folder, you dick. Like, you'd think it would, like, after, like, 2 or 3, it would just go, oh, you're saving here regularly. Okay, here we go. Nope. Oh, but you thought, you silly little dickwit. Nope. Okay. Young. And I put young because, yeah, obviously they grow up. Reen doesn't, so yeah. Tripping, but it sounds like the lead almost gets a little quiet towards the end. Let's try it out. If we can. It does sound a little quieter. Yeah, it is. I thought so. It's definitely quieter, so good to know I'm not tripping. But what's causing it, I wonder? Did I have a ramp? Yeah, did I have a ramp or something? Or what? What's the deal? Oh, fuck. There you are. It's not like I've got anything else open. Freaking hell. It's pretty fucking sad that I can't, like, play it and then, you know, like, skip ahead without it, like, not responding or lagging for, like, a good 5 seconds borderline. Yeah, it's just wrong, bro. It's like, freaking hell. Really? We're doing this? Okay. So, what's the deal? Well, you're not quieting, so that's interesting. Not here, anyway. Yeah, that's bizarre. It's almost acting like there is no volume difference. But I'm not tripping, that is different, no? it is locking. Yeah, that's definitely different in volume, so I don't know what the fuck's going on with that. Okay, I could be wrong, but it might be something to do with the different notes. One might be louder than the other, and what I mean by that is, like, if I play a note, that isn't the same as that exactly. It's obviously very similar, and it's supposed to be the same note, and it is, but my point is they have different kind of audio files or samples for the same key, so it brings a bit of variety, and my point is, I think there's a bit of a noticeable volume difference with that first note, maybe. Maybe, it's just a theory. What about this one? That sounds the same. Sounds the same. I don't get it. I'm gonna bounce it again. I won't replace it, but I'll title it as 2 and see if I don't know, see if it's different or not. Yeah, I think that is better. That's noticeably different there too. I think that has improved it somehow. I don't know how, I don't know why, but I think it is better. Fucking weird, in which case, whatever. Oh, okay, I figured out the problem. Yeah, okay, no, it's not a volume issue. It's actually an impact issue. It's got nothing to do with the electric guitar. The kick is missing in this version of the render for some stupid reason. Listen. Well, it's like so slow to play. Compared to... Yeah, that explains why the start seems different, because it is there, the initial kick. For both. But yeah, just where it loops, for some reason, yeah, the first render doesn't have it. That's fucking annoying that I have to be cautious of that, but yeah, whatever. Never used to be like that. Let's do it now of all times. No time like the present. Fucking asshole. Fucking hell. Yeah, okay. Next. Yeah, holy shit. That is weird to listen to upon, like, just playing after whatever, because it's like, whoa, where the fuck am I in this song? Fuck, it takes so long to do something as basic as the cut and paste! Fucking hell. That's why I need to get like a RAM booster up there. Ooh, wow, there we go. Let's go. No adjustments needed, just like Kakkei Sensei. Nice. Very nice. Okay. Well, I guess that takes care of Obito. Well, I haven't finished it, but yeah. But I do want to start with Reen since we did do that first. Hate flow through you. might work out so well for both. Got no problems whatsoever with the looping, extending. It's fucking great. Makes my job that much more easier. So actually no, I won't do that. I'll do that when I've got both down. So I'll just make sure that we disable it so we're all good for Obito. Very good. Alright. Good. Alright, just keep going. Okay. There we go. And there we go. Cha, 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 cha. There we go. And I will start rendering it because reasons. I mean, might as well. It's not like it massively disrupts the performance or whatever. Whew. Okay, maybe it does. Fuck. Curses like, not having it. Fuck you. You know, in a lot of ways that does, I think, work pretty well for the both of them. I think they kind of complement each other in a lot of ways because, you know, they are tragic characters. I think, I mean, it's interesting to think about too, whether or not they could and would have made things work had Obito come forth sooner, found a way to got out, or better yet, if Madara hadn't orchestrated, you know, when Minato was away. Minato was never away. He managed to get there, and it just didn't go Madara's way, and Obito reunited with them on that mission. It was like, oh my god, you know, you're alive, type of thing, and they return to the village and make it work. Yeah, it's interesting to think about whether or not, because it very much still was a love triangle between Kakashi, Rin, and Obito. So, yeah, like Sakura and Sasuke ended up together, I really do wonder if Rin would have ended up with Kakashi, because I feel like, I mean, it's hard to say, because, you know, obviously, yeah, she was crushing hard on him during the tuning exams and many other times. Sometimes to a fault, it even kind of comes off as like, well, okay, but now you're just kind of like doing this. It's weird, because I mean, how do I put it? Yeah, I think she's a bit too oblivious to Obito about her feelings regarding Kakashi, because she's not afraid to hide it, I guess, but it feels a little. I don't know if I'd say condescending, but like, shouldn't you know that Obito is also into you, and like, you're basically like friend zoning him by not making it clear, and instead kind of just being like, well, you know, Kakashi's so great, he's skipped a year and he's already off to do ninja stuff, he's going on missions. You know, just. Yeah, I do wonder if it would have been a different formula. Because speaking of formulas, I mean, when you really break it down, and you know all the characters, they're all the same, really. Like Shikamaru, Choji, Ino, they're just Team 7 duplicates. Same for Team Guy, same for Team Kurenai. Same for Team Minato, same for even Team Jiraiya, for Yahiko, Kurenon, and Nagato. It's all very much the same formula, for better or worse. And I think when you really break it down and really notice how similar every character is to each other, sometimes it can come off as a bit repetitive, because I know it did for me on my first viewing or two. I remember just thinking, oh, okay, so Obito, he was very much like Naruto. Okay, cool, fine, fair enough. You know, there's obviously going to be some other kids out there that, I'm going to be Hokage one day. They already showed that with, like, Tsunade's lover and her little brother. Fine, fair enough. It makes sense that there would be, like, a similar formula, a similar squad to Squad 7. And it does explain why Squad 7 is the way it is, because Kakashi's kind of try to mold it in the way that Minato had his team, and you know we later find out in the filler that the third Hokage also helped with that too. Again, for better or worse. But then when you go to like other teams like Yahiko, you know, Kurenon and Nagato, it's a bit okay. Because obviously, yeah, Yahiko very much is the Naruto clone. And I guess you could say the only thing that's maybe like a little bit different there, that's noticeably different, is that Kurenon kind of has more of an affection for Yahiko over Nagato, but yeah, I will give them that. But still, I do remember when I got to that part of the show, I was like, okay, here we go. There's another Naruto. You know, it's literally the same design too. He's just got orange hair and different eyes and minus the whiskers. You're basically Naruto. And I guess that was the point to a degree. But yeah, I think after a while it kind of it feels like, okay, didn't we just do this with Obito? Because I mean, if you're really like noticing this from like even before Obito with like all the different teams, again it's like, okay, so we've got the smart one, we've got the dumb one, and then we got the girl. Alright, you got your formula there, but it just that's why 1010 feels very strange for a character, because I feel like she started off as like a type of Sakura in a lot of ways. I mean, shit, she was literally idolizing Tsunade, and she very much was into Neji, but I do remember noticing some scenes where she was smiling when she was seeing Lee working out, so yeah, a bit confusing there. But again, I think he's trying to like make it a little bit different. I don't think there was ever a thing with Ino and Shikamaru, outside of the fillers anyway. You see, that's an interesting factor though. The fact that like Sasuke really is like the Horcrux of all of those squads. It's like all the girls just want him. So it all kind of comes back to that. So that's really why the likes of Ino isn't into Shikamaru, because she's still got that thing for the sausage. And I guess Shino, you know, he's cool, but he's a bit, you know, creepy with the bugs, so it kind of scares everyone away. And obviously Hinata, she, you know, it's no wonder so many people love Hinata. She's definitely the most unique of all of them. And unfortunately for the dub, this is kind of an L for me personally regarding the dub. But I'm not a fan of the fact that Stephanie Shea is basically doing the voice for Rin, because it's so obvious to me that it is Hinata. It just sounds too similar. She's putting on a different voice. She's trying to do the best she can to make it sound like a different character, but it's just, they should have just got a different voice actor, because it still sounds like Hinata to me. But I must admit, the I guess good thing about that character and the decision to have Hinata's voice essentially is it in a lot of ways combines the likes of Sakura and Hinata into one character. So that is, I think, why I find it so interesting in the prospect of like what if Obito got back sooner and or Minato didn't leave, he was on the mission and Obito was able to reunite with him. Would Rin have made it work with Obito, and or would she have just like flat out turned him down and just be like, you know, I love you as a friend, you know that, you should know that, but Kakashi, he's the one type of thing. But I feel like in which case he would have Kakashi would have gracefully stepped aside for Obito to have Rin. But it's hard to say. I mean, you know, Kakashi, I don't think really ever, really wanted that. And I don't even know what became of, you know, his future in Boruto, so I can't really comment on that. But oh god, what the fuck? Oh no, I've got to get. I just noticed I got a bit of thingy stuck on my arm. Could wash that off. So let me undo this. Should I or should I not make a start? A bit of a dent on the next one. Because I would actually like to make a start on yeah, one of the heavy. I'm still unsure with what I want to do with Suigetsu. So I said what? Crimson Flames? What's Crimson Flames again? Oh, it's that fast one. Is it the Akatsuki one too? Bring it up. Put it to me. Oh, my bookie. Okay. High ground. $13.5. 72. 91. Fire! Okay. Yeah, I might do this till I get Hungarian, because don't want to be doing this. Whoa. Entire day. Ow, that is sensitive. What the frick? Okay. No problem. No problem. Just have to split up. Alright, where did the thing go? Okay, so what am I looking for? Crimson. Yeah, Crimson. Alright. Yeah, Crimson Flames. Okay. Sounds like a jutsu. Crimson Flame Formation! Ha 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 ha. Okay. Let's see. Where you at, Crimson? Might turn this down because I'm getting a bit chilly now. You know, I'm wondering if I should maybe sign into this YouTube account on here, just so I can have a bit more to show instead of me just commentating off screen type of thing. I don't really want to overstep my welcome with using this account. Is this it? Crimson Flames. Yeah, this is it. So I guess the idea behind this being Suigetsu's theme is that what? Kisame is a Nakatsuki, but he's also a 7 ninja swordsman. Suigetsu is a 7 ninja swordsman wannabe. Does eventually join the Akatsuki. Could this, for that reason, be his theme? It does play for, well, not so much him by himself, but it plays on top of him and the rest of Team Taka when they go up against Killer Bee, so it could work for him. Let me see if I can, because I don't know, I don't even know if this is in the playlist, but let me see if I can play what I originally wanted to do for Suigetsu before I wrote this down, because this was going back close to a year ago, if not a year ago. Oh my god, the mouse is slow. Where am I going? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it should be here. Here we go. Yeah, it's literally the first track that plays for Suigetsu when on screen. But again, there's not really much to work with since it's so empty.
It's you. I knew you'd come. You being here must mean that you killed Orochimaru.
So, I don't know. Again, I want to be mindful with this, just to really fucking throw off stupid fucking bots. Yeah. Yeah. So that is what I wanted to initially use, because I don't know, I always felt like it kind of depicted Suigetsu quite well. Let's see if we can actually isolate this though, just out of curiosity. I like that little flashback as if it meant something, but it just, they didn't call back to it at all. See, again, that would have been the perfect way to bring it back through that filler with the tuning exams. And they have a stupid fucking reason to bring sausage into it, and they kind of retcon all the heavy backstories. Like, if they were really going to try to add to it, they should have totally, you know, keyed it into that flashback right there. There's also this other track that plays where, what is it? Did I do that? I think I did. For one of the immortal Akatsuki's. Fucking hell, 80 already. Yeah, that is going up fast. So surreal. But it kind of does need to go up and fast because I do want Cycle of Hatred to be more packed. Unlike the debut and premiere for this. Because I can't even remember how many went out, but I think it was under 20, so it was pretty underwhelming. But yeah, that's the thing. At least with everything I'm doing now, it does contribute to Cycle of Hatred, since I will obviously be repurposing it for it. It just means I'm going to have to render everything all over again, unfortunately. And I think because of which I'm actually just going to download everything from YouTube and just use the loops and non-loops to do it that way, because I don't think there's really any audio quality loss from downloading from YouTube. I think. I guess I can always compare it if need be. I can always try like the 4K download or some other resource. What am I looking for? It's right in front of me, you idiot. Okay. Yep. Got like all the screaming samples in the background there too. Let's see if it flags it for the audio.
You made that decision on your own. I never said anything about following you if you came back for me. Just because you defeated Orochimaru doesn't make you better than me. Everybody wanted to kill him. You were Orochimaru's favorite. He let you stay by his side, while the rest of us were confined. So you just had more chances to kill him than the rest of us.
Gotcha.
Gotcha. I was just kidding you. But I did just let you go when I didn't have to, which makes us even for you letting me out of the tank.
Oh, it
I'm
does.
free of that prison at last, and that means I'm free to go do whatever I want to do.
That's too bad.
I see. That's too bad.
That's the best response.
Hey, I forgot to ask you.
Yeah, so I thought this
Your
would
squad, wasn't it?
play, yeah. So, okay,
Can you get in?
what else do we have? Oh, fucking hell, they totally cut that crap out, huh? Wow.
Let's take the closest path.
Wait a minute. Oh shit, he like totally skipped over. Okay, so they didn't just jump. Alright, interesting.
And I'll make you a deal. You tell me where the blade is, and once I get my hands on it, I'll agree to join your team.
Get dressed.
Get dressed.
The Great Naruto Bridge? Wow, what a weird name. Say, did Master Zabuza put up a good fight? What's the matter, Sasuke?
How does he know that he fought him?
Nothing's the matter. Let's go.
Oh wow, he totally cut out the
You know,
flashback
Zabuza
too.
was-
Okay, so that's where it jumps. Interesting.
Hey, I forgot to ask.
Okay. I'm trying to be mindful here. So yeah, because it flashbacks from here. Yeah, that's where the cut is. I see.
What's the matter, Sasuke? Sasuke,
Nothing's the matter. Let's go.
you know, I was
Yeah, it just cuts right past the episode. Wow, I'm not used to some of these changes yet. I still have it to watch that cut. I just downloaded it and was like, hey, great, I can edit the show now. Because I can't really work with my rips because they're all, well, I mean, as I've kind of showed before, they kind of glitch for some reason. So, and on top of that, you know, half of the episodes, if not most of the episodes from Talk, are basically like much better quality compared to my rips. So, it was a worthwhile download, even if I still have yet to watch it. But yeah, I think that's the thing though. When the Lionsgate movie gets closer to being released, you know, when we get like a trailer or even a teaser, I think what I might do is I'll do a bit of a build up to it, and basically rewatch the show. But I don't know how I'm gonna do it because I'm very conflicted. I mean, normally I would have been more than happy to absolutely like just go for it and stream my reaction and revisit the show and, you know, give my thoughts as I kind of have been here. But yeah, my my father has actually expressed interest in wanting to revisit the show, so that was quite a surprise to be sure, but a welcome one. And because of which I'm kind of a bit conflicted. So it's a bit of a shit. I mean, the whole YouTube channel idea and gimmick was that it was supposed to be a collaborative channel, and it really hasn't been. And that's kind of a shame, because I mean, it was supposed to be Jerofin and Cyclone's YouTube channel, and yet, you know, it's only really my channel. So for that reason, I really should just kind of go back to Volcano the Bat or Jerofin or whatever, something else entirely. Maybe I should bring back the Star Wars name and just put it to Volcanic Starkiller or Jerothan Skywalker. But yeah, I don't know. But I do feel like by having Cycler, as I've kind of said in the past, it does kind of feel like I'm giving thanks back to Cyclone for basically allowing me to do everything that I've been doing for the past nearly decade. So yeah, because all this music equipment and computers, I owe a lot to Cyclone, my father. But that's the thing, like I said, I did intend for it to be like a collaborative channel, but it didn't. It just never really took off that way. Yeah, and it just... I guess that's the thing, there's no real, like, common ground that we could cover as content. Unless it's, like, reactions, but even then... not exactly, it wouldn't be much content if it's just, two voices reacting faceless, basically. I guess it's one thing if it's, something, someone that's more familiar with it and they're really going in depth about it. But, yeah, there's not really an amazing amount of, like, common ground that we could, like, do for the channel. So that's why it really kind of has just been me solo the whole time. And that's a shame, because I kind of did want to start the channel and build it off together, but yeah. I guess it kind of, it started a bit too early in that respect, and that kind of laid out the groundwork for it to be mine, a bit more independent. So, that's kind of a shame. But, it did get me involved, for better or worse, with more or 6 related things. So at least I was able to document some things, help out with some things, correct some things, and then some. And yeah, it's been an interesting experience. If I weren't so involved or as involved, I would have pulled the plug a long while ago, and I would have moved over to other projects and just my focus all around. Because that's the thing, I guess I've kind of locked myself into the character swapper series, and fortunately that's getting close to being done now. But still, we've got like a good 3 years to go, so it's still 3 years, holy shit. And I do feel I owe it to my subscribers to at least, conclude the series and be done with it. But after it, I'm not gonna, or at least I'm not anytime soon going to be focusing on the town missions and the hard versions as I originally did intend to. I wanted to cover everything. I wanted to do the town missions, I wanted to do the DLC, but I'm just not really as interested as I used to be, which is so weird. I didn't really think I would reach this state, because I never really did when I was younger. I played the super mod every freaking day, and I never got bored of it. But I think I mentioned it before, but when I started going into the silver character swaps for the first time, I really just felt this kind of burden of, oh god, I gotta do everything I just did, but again, and I don't want to now. What the fuck is going on? I should be excited for the next character of stages I'm going to be doing, but I'm not. So that is unfortunate. But I've kind of I'm a bit more at peace now with everything regarding the 06 developments, because I try to help out as much as I could to either make a better version of the game or to help others that are remaking the game to just, try to steer them in the right direction, do what I could, type of thing. And I did as much as I could. But now we have reached a level where it's like we can actually make the original as accurate and faithful to the demos, and even go beyond that, which is unbelievable. We're even going beyond Pure 6, which is... I never thought I'd say that. So, because we're at such a level, because that was the original intention. I just wanted to get it into that kind of a state where it could spread and share the true positives of 06 with the rest of the world through the internet, and be on my way after that. But you know, I kind of, so to speak, I kind of got the ball rolling. I was able to bring so many modders together, and that, I think, really did get the ball rolling for creating more common mods, and which, you know, obviously that led to patches, and then that led to DLL mods, and that's where we are now, where we are going beyond PR6. So I am glad I did what I did. I don't regret that at all. But because it's happened a little differently to how I intended, well, it's not even because of that, but just in general, now that we are at this level, I am able to go my separate ways, because I always did intend to walk away from R6 eventually. I just didn't think it would be like this, I guess. Yeah, and it is kind of sad, but I mean, I guess I just kind of wanted it to get to a state where everybody was talking about it more people were modding it, and more people were giving R6 a chance and really starting to see the positives in the game. So we could like try to get it in like a more Pure 6 kind of state, and we are literally here. And it's kind of ironic in a lot of ways, because I wanted it to be 2025, hence Project 25. Little did I know that it actually would be on the year, because I thought I was in over my head for the longest time. I was thinking, are you fucking kidding? I'm gonna, you know, have all this done by then. I'm gonna have all these like patches and restorations and basically fix a game that has like no momentum. Dream on, you know. But lo and behold, a community does exist where we have achieved that result, and it's insane. And that's what I mean when I say it happened a bit differently. I wasn't expecting it to be I wouldn't say this soon, because this is when it was originally intended, but I didn't think it would be like this, as far as like, I don't know, I don't know, I guess I never really expected we could like really heavily modify the original code and inject new code also to give rise to these new and amazing additions that have been put in place for things like momentum or new and better states. I mean, shit, yeah, now we're looking at a potential R6 recompiled, which that's really going to get people playing R6 more regularly, so I don't know how I feel about that, because, I mean, it's like R6 on PC, but, you know, like an unofficial but legit PC port, so I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, it's fucking awesome. It's going to, you know, bring in so much more modders and players, but yeah, I guess I just always expected that the official R6 PC port would get released or dumped first, and it never even occurred to me that it could happen, I guess. And I guess because of the fact that it can be done, it kind of makes me feel even more sour in a lot of ways that, okay, there we go, we're done. yeah, more sour that that the likes of these games, the Broken Bond and Rise of a Ninja, are not having or getting this level of love and devotion and respect ultimately. Because, you know, where's the community for these games trying to port them, make a recompiled version of them to PC, you know? Like, in my opinion, Naruto is a more popular franchise, and yet the Sonic community has literally ported one of the lowest rated Xbox 360 games for the Sonic franchise to PC, and are working on now the next most infamous Sonic title out there, and again trying to get it to PC. Yeah, again, where is the love and respect and community for these games? You know, it's, I think that's why it kind of leaves a bit of a sour taste in my mouth, a bittersweet kind of a thing. Because I'm still bewildered by this. Where is everyone? You know, everybody. You know, I just, maybe I'm blind. Maybe there was no community. Maybe there was no fans. Because, you know, the more I revisit the old videos, like as the game was going to be releasing that year for Rise of Ninja and Broken Bond, more so the former, going through like the comments and the forums and the threads, I'm reminded time and time again that these games just, they had a lot of fucking haters, and people just trashing them, shitting on them, and basically just going, yeah, no, Storm, that's the jam. And, you know, if that's how it is, I mean, you got what you fucking wanted. You wanted Storm sequels, you wanted more of Storm, you got it. Hope you're happy, because I'm not. Yeah, I don't know if we'll ever see the day where we'll get to see a Rise of a Ninja and Broken Bond for PC. I mean, I'm sure we will eventually, but I just hope it'll be sooner rather later. And what I mean by that is it will be like within the next like 10 or 25 years, and not 50 to 100. You know, because yeah, it just I'd like to see the day. It'd be nice. Because that's the thing. I mean, I think that is why I'm focusing more on these games in more recent years, because as 06 has gotten to a level where it doesn't need me anymore, I've kind of allowed myself to, or I'm more at peace with leaving that community in peace and basically moving on to other places that need me more. So, yeah, that's why I'm doing all this. I don't know if it will spark anything down the line, but I do my best to document and be real about it. Anyway, that's all sorted. Did we reset? No, we didn't. Let's reset this and give it a shot at this track. Okay, maybe not. Guess I'm gonna have to do this. Here's
I just don't need a poor game.
Do you ever shut up? Come on, get dressed.
Ordering your... I think it's time we clarified our relationship, Sasuke.
okay.
Come on, we're leaving.
Ordering me around like some kind of big shot, huh?
Yeah, pretty much to a T. So, yeah, that's going to be a really tricky one if I do end up going with that, because I do want to. I really do want to. And unfortunately, I don't think I can really rely on the likes of YouTube uploads, because I don't recall ever coming across that. So I think that's why I'm going to have to rely on what I'm putting together now. Oh, jeez. Did it finish? Okay, I gotta remind myself it's not telling me when it finishes stuff. Yeah, let's get rid of these since we're done with that. Look at that, it's starting to look all nice. Yeah, gee, what do I do? Because I must admit, I'm feeling a bit funny about Juger too. Because again, that is kind of more of a cutting theme, even though it does play on top of them. I mean, both of them, again, both of these tracks do play on top of them, but it's kind of... Because it plays on the same battle, both of these, and because of which it plays on top of all of them, so I don't know if you could really call it more like a Juger theme or a Suigetsu theme. Whereas this, on the other hand, very much is a cutting theme, so that's why I feel more confident in the other one for Suigetsu. And in which case, if I go with something else for Juger, what would it be? Because I guess Juger very much has like a very similar Hidan type of sound to his music, at least in the early episodes. My goodness, done a lot. So how many did I do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 18. So yeah, I was right, under 20. Oh, and even then, I remember I did technically do a little after the initial release, December 9. So I'm sure some of those are late. Yeah, I don't know what to do. You know what, I think I will just wrap up anyway, because I mean I am starting to get a bit fatigued. Yeah, I just... even if I went on with like cutting... It's not going to be easy to do that. It's not going to be easy to do that. There's a lot of crap going on in there. Fortunately, I've got a lot more freedom to manipulate my electric leads, so I will probably be doing like that for the flute. But, yeah, still there's a lot more at play. But, yeah, I will wrap up now. I am feeling a bit tired. Kind of want to rest a little. That's alright, I did achieve what I set out to achieve. Would have been nice to kind of squeeze in one more, but, waited a bit too long. That's alright. Come back and go on with it. And hopefully by which point I'll have a more clear idea of what I'm going to do. Because I mean, yeah, I don't... If I do go for Suigetsu, I don't know what I'm going to do for Jugo. Because again, he uses Hidan's themes, so... I think I'll quickly skim through the episodes just to really see if there's anything specific, and if there is, I'll write it down. I would do it here, but again, I want to be mindful. I don't want to be, just playing even 5 seconds and it just totally screws up the whole stream, so yeah, I'll wrap up. Yeah, hopefully it'll be same time. Should be. Or, actually, no. What am I saying? No. Slightly later. But, yeah. Well, I think we'll tackle cutting first. And depending on my choice, we might try to go for so we get to Enjuger and get like 3 done.